arachnophobia, right? Some of us may be concerned about spider, right? Or the height, or even water, right? So that's some kind of projection. And manipulation, that means sometimes we do try to manipulate things. That may not be the case. This is most of the time we may bring more disaster or problem for ourselves. Again, this is from the mind. Okay. Yeah, let's move on. Let me see here. Business is not here. What do you think about rejection of fight of flight? Anyone of you have any idea? You knew this more? You who study psychology, who major in psychology? What you're familiar with this one, right? So what's mean by fight or flight mode? What's mean?
Well, when you experience stress, you usually, whether it be external or internal stress, you can kick on the fight or flight system. Yeah. And when you're in fight or flight, your sympathetic nervous system is activated, and your heart rate will increase, your blood pressure will increase, and all the blood will flow from your midsection out to your arms and your legs, so you can either run away or fight someone. Yeah. And now, with the way our society is so high pressured, even test anxiety activates this fight or flight response. So we're constantly being inundated with cortisol and all the stress hormones.
So in general, fight or flight mode is healthy, unhealthy, or neutral?
It's unhealthy.
Why?
It just puts your body in a state of fear,
tense,
tension, stress. And it's healthy if, let's say, a bus is getting ready to hit you and you're in fight or flight and you jump back to miss the bus. That's when it's healthy. But when it's constantly happening for all these minor stresses, that's when it's not healthy.
Here, you look at this. Let me prove. Attachment is like rejection, remember? Right? Attachment, you grasp to, right? So grasping, right? And this is not a sign of coins, right? Rejection. Remember, in the beginning of the class, I draw light here, right? This light. Is that right? Remember the pendulum? Remember that? So fight or flight is in this conditions. So when we cannot handle things, we try to fight, right? Or if we cannot handle that fight, run away, right? And yeah.
There's another part of it they don't talk about called freeze.
What is that?
Freeze, fight, flight, or freeze. Like an animal that would try to play dead, so they wouldn't be detected. And humans even experience that freezing as well. Yeah. It's kind of a numbing sensation.
Yeah, yeah. This happens to many people too, right? When there's when they encounter car accident, they stand there, they freeze themselves, they couldn't move. Right? Sometimes happen. Right? So again, it's unhealthy, and we will talk about how, when we talk about meditation, how to deal with them. And okay, let me. It's not here today. Okay. Yeah. How about anyone you can talk about anger? Yes. You do?
I'm Mackenzie.
You do? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
What happened? What's wrong with anger?
Well, I came across a quote from Buddha that said anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. And I think that what that means is that by feeling angry towards someone, we're only hurting ourselves, because anger is an attachment. Anger causes us to, dislike another person, and therefore I think it keeps us from achieving a level of peace within ourselves. So I mean, that's really all I have to say about it.
In business, they have some business, right? It's a big company. They have anger management program, right? to train the employees how to handle with anger. We have everyone have that kind of anger, that kind of mental, the emotions. Whether this is trivial or it's serious. Fear led to anger, and anger led to hate, hate led to suffering. Right? So it's like a balloon sometimes, right? It may blow only times, blow out only times. It's growth, rage, and there's one here. Driving car, people cut us off, and it's not easy to handle. So again, so this is the physical aspect. How anger affects to our body. High risk for heart attack, negative emotion, brain disease, and so forth. Okay. Back here. How about with stress, anxiety? What do you think? You have some kind of level of stresses, or also I have some level of stresses, so I depend on the situation, right? Yeah. In every situation, in school, at home, at work, right? Are they healthy? Why not?
It takes over your life. It's like people can't function correctly. They can't have good relationships with it. I've seen people in my family, stress and anxiety and anger has gotten them nowhere. It's actually gotten worse with age. So I think if you don't get a hold on it, then you might not have a very fulfilling life or a peaceful life.
So the only thing they handle this
They
type
take
of
drugs. I mean, they give you medicine, doctors have.
Have you seen people who have taken drugs for periods of time and forget to take 1 day or 2 days? They have some kind of withdrawal system.
Yeah.
Is that right? You're getting worse too, right? How about depression? Especially a student, right? When they fail in the class, or even if you run business, right? If you fail, you may be depressed and be frustrated, right? So again, let me sum up so for you to understand the idea of this. Let me see here. So this relate to the second. Okay, the first one again. Let me draw this one. We have the body, mind, have birth, aging, sickness, and death, and the mind, emotion, right? We have depression, anxiety, and so forth. That is the first. That's the first suffering, right? The first number two. The second one is the cause, or the reason, the cause of suffering. Is what? Tenacious mentioned recently is that the Buddha mentioned that because of craving or attachment on the unhealthy one, and anger, hatred, and so forth. Remember, let's say if you love someone else, right, and what happened? That person walk away from you.
Rejection.
Huh?
Rejection.
Yeah. What happened to you?
You get stressed out.
You're stressed out. You may be hateful
You could,
to that person, right? You may hate that person, right? So from the feeling of attachment, remember, that's the pendulum, right? Craving and anger. You attach to that person, right? But you could not fulfill, and the reason why you have that anger. That makes sense? So again, the Buddha said that the bottom line is this. The reason why we stress out too much, the reason why we're so depressed, the reason why we have so much anxiety and so forth. We stress out because we are dejected. We fail in the class. We fail in business. Make sense? And people could not meet to our expectation. We're angry. We're so resentful. Make sense now? So again, number 2 here, the core suffering, the Buddha said, these are the roots of the suffering. The root there. If we could transform them, remember, we don't have the word cutting off, but transform them. We will eliminate, or we will transform stress, anxiety, and so forth. Of course, if we're sick, right, physically, we go to this doctor, a hospital, so we can get medicine, but they cannot help us. They can help us until when we're 90 or 100, that's all. After that, they give up, right? But no matter whether we are young or old, male or female, we have ability to transform stress, anxiety, depressions. If we understand about the root of the problems here. It makes sense now? Right? So the reason why in the second Buddha, number 2, that the cause of suffering, they are the roots. If we crave too much, right? If we attach too much, right? And if someone take that thing away from us, right? And we be angry, we be frustrated. If we expect that we have an A on test, but we somehow we just have a C, a B or C, we be frustrated. So the problem, the root of the problem again, craving and anger. Is that clear now? Okay, so this way I'd like to discuss all factors and why we have to fight, because things may not come into the ways that we expect to have. And why we have to run away? Because we fail. We cannot deal with the situation. Remember I told you about last time why people terminate their life, why people commit suicide? Because they think they failed. They can't handle life. Make sense? So they want to end this life so they can have new life in somewhere else. Make sense? So anyway, so that's why we have that kind of problems. Okay, so let's ask one. What do we have here?
I actually did the 4th Noble Truth.
Oh, really?
That's okay, because I saw no one did it. So I thought
That's
that'd be
okay.
good.
Yeah, please. That's okay.
Okay. The Buddha said that wherever the Noble Eightfold Path is practiced, that joy, peace, and insight will be there. During his first Dharma talk, the Buddha offered the Eightfold Path, and he continued teaching it for the next 45 years. In his last Dharma talk, he told Sabata about the Noble Eightfold Path, which includes right view, right thinking, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right diligence, right mindfulness, and right concentration. It is a noble path of 8 limbs, which means that all of these elements of the path are interdependent upon one another, and each limb contains components of the other 7 limbs. And then I went on and explained each one.
So next week, is it right? Next Monday we talk more about that
Okay.
8 noble paths in detail.
All right.
Yeah, this is in general. But what do you think about this one, the 3rd noble truth, and how it relates to this one? Again, we can talk about what we call nirvana too, right? Remember? Yeah. So what do you think?
I'm sorry?
I don't know. The 3rd noble truth. You have any idea?
I would think that it's the Noble Eightfold
Well,
Path
it's
to
okay.
get there, but I don't know. I figured that would be the way to get rid of the dissatisfactions, having right mindfulness.
Yeah. Okay. Again. Yeah. Thank you. Anyone has an idea?
What is it? What's the question?
Number 3, the third number 2. Third number 2 is this sensation of suffering.
Oh, the equanimity, not getting too high on one thing or too low on another, just kind of being more neutral.
Yeah, sensation is number 3. You see, I don't know. Ending of the suffering. Is suffering. Again, I forgot to mention, whenever people read about Buddhist teaching, especially this one here, whenever they encounter the word suffering, they think that Buddhism is so pessimistic, right? But that's the word of dukkha. You know about that word, right? Dukkha. That's the meaning of dissatisfaction. So again, that's the reason why I told you the Buddha like the doctor. He point out the problems, he point out the cause of problems, and he said that nothing lasts forever. Suffering would not last forever if we could know how to transform. So one side of the coin is suffering, another side of the coin is happiness. If we know how to transform. So the purpose for him to point out first the suffering is to achieve to the happiness. Make sense? So that's the third number 2, right? The end of suffering. The ending of suffering. Look, evidence is changeable. You understand that? We have ability. We have potential to change. Make sense? We have potential to change our stresses. We can change our anxiety. We can change our depression. Nothing lasts forever. So that's the third one. Okay, and the fourth one she mentioned, right, the Eightfold Path. The Buddha provide the techniques, the path, how to transform that, and that's what we want to talk about. And let me.
Question.
Yes.
Question. Back to the attachments.
Yeah.
Okay, you say you can transform. Like, okay, say someone departs, attachment. And so I'm trying to get an understanding. Like, okay, say for instance someone close to me dies.
Okay, like your parents or grandparents.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
and not have an attachment.
Okay.
Now, my understanding is in this universal attachment theory, a concept, is like, I understand that this person is not really deported. I mean, they're deported physically, but not consciously.
Wow. Yeah, you make few important things, interesting point too. Now, let me interrupt you, okay? So I won't forget this point. It's very important. Why is that? Now, if you understand, or if you accept, right? If you accept the theory of reincarnation, right? And you will recognize, or you will accept the departure of your close relatives. They passed away now, but they may go back in different forms. Make sense? And now, of course, there's no proof yet, but somehow remember when we see someone else, right? We see, oh, that person is so familiar with us, right? This is so close to us, right? We like the person on the spot. On the other hand, of course, we like to run away from someone else because what we call intuition. Our intuition could pick up the frequency, right? That we have that type of relationship with that person for some times in the past. So again, that's the thing I use to concept or calm people down, especially when they deal with their disease relatives. They will come back in different forms. Don't worry. Yeah, you understand that? And with that type of understanding, you feel more comfortable, is that right? You feel more calm. It could help you to overcome the rift, right? The suffering that you depart from they depart from you. Does that make sense? It's still good points. Otherwise, if they pass away and that's the end of life, there's no hope. Make sense now? Right? Okay, so you want to talk more? That's all you need to talk.
It was just interesting, you know, it was just something that my mind has always dwelled upon, even, you know, before this class. And, you know, I was kind of at ease with myself with that concept.
Okay.
And just kind of just bringing it out.
And also, you know, again, of course, everyone else has some kind of feeling towards some people, like our parents, our spouse, our children, right? We feel close to them, right? But when it's time for us to live, or when it's time for them to live, it's still hard for us to handle. But if we understand, nothing lasts forever. Is that right? Everything is impermanent. Everything is changeable. Makes sense? And sooner or later, we have to depart with each other. So if we understand that reality, it's much easier for us to handle the problems and situations. Yes?
What causes a delusion like that? You know?
Delusion?
I mean, as far as, you know, not accepting a person that dies, what causes that delusion when we know that death is a part of life?
Wow. Okay, this is the thing I pick up here. You see. Okay. Oh, okay, here. It's still, here, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's go back to the eyes, for sensual, here. And this is a whole series, what we call here. Next time, if we have time, I can discuss with you. Can you see this? What we call here, the 12 cleanse conditions. And in this diagram, in this theory, it would explain for you why you are attached to them, why you have that type of delusion.
What is that called?
I call 12 cleanse condition.
Are all of these in the resources?
Yes?
Like the anger thing that you showed earlier, is that in the resources section?
Yeah, I will put this.
Okay, and that one?
Huh?
And that one as well?
Yeah, I will put. This one I just found recently, and this one is the what do you call according to Buddhism. This is the Buddhist view, how we come about, and where we headed to, and how we attach to things, and how we have that kind of delusions, right? Since we don't have, let's say, we may have times, right, until 2:30.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, that's good. Let me give you the idea, okay? Actually, this is my expectation. I can put them up. And now here, let me explain to you briefly. Okay, what we call 12 cleanse condition here. The first one is ignorance. Ignorance here, when it include we call it delusion. You can say we call delusion, and it include craving and anger. Okay, and we explain for that. Okay, the second one is when we have delusion, we do a certain type of karma. Okay. We talked about karma last time, right?
Yes.
Okay. And when this is the past life. And the next one, karma come into our life in the form of what we call consciousness. Can you see my handwriting?
Yes.
Okay. Remember we talked about consciousness in the form of energy? Alright? Okay, consciousness when it goes to our body, our mind. Okay, and we have what they call the four is mind and body. Mind and body. Number five. Five sense. We have five sense: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body. Okay, and number six, contact. Okay, when we have contact, we have number seven here, feeling. Yeah, contact. Yeah, feeling. Eight. Actually, okay, good. Craving. Number nine, cleaning or grasping. 10, becoming. 11, birth. 12, old age. And death again. So this here, okay, from number 3 to down to number 9 is present. And from number 10 to number 12 is future. I will explain to you. Can you see my writing? Mm-hmm. Okay, let me explain to you briefly what was meant here. Okay, now, according to Buddhist view, this is past. Number 1 and 2 is past life. Now, here, in the past life, I mean, when we talk about past lives, we limitless past life, according to Buddhist view, we have accumulated, because of delusion, right? Because delusion, we have accumulated all kind of karmas, good and bad. Make sense? And this kind of good and bad karmas pass through series of lives in the form of consciousness, in the form of that energy. Make sense? And then we'll explain to you later on what's meant by consciousness in Buddhist view. Okay? So this kind of consciousness or the soul or the mind that entered the body and liberate the mind, the body, the emperor, the fetus. You make sense?
Say it again.
Fetus.
Oh, okay, yes.
All right.
Okay.
It's enter the consciousness going to the body, all right, to the mother womb, right, in the form of the mind, all right, and it has the body in the fetus, unborn baby. Make sense? And of course, this everyone has 5 senses or 6 senses of mind, the eyes, the nose, the tongue, body, and so forth, right? And we have contact. When we were born, even the unborn child have some kind of contact. But when we were born, we have contact with the external environment. And we have that contact, we have feeling. Good feeling, bad feeling, neutral feeling, right? With our eyes, with our nose, the body, right? And when we have that kind of feeling, if good and bad, remember, if it's good, attach to, if bad, we run away. Make sense? The pendulum there, right? And if it's good, we attach to. We crave for, and we grab some more. We want to have more, and there's in other side of the coins. We run away. We reject things. Make sense? Let's say if we like, okay now. So in the course of our life, we attach to this body too much that we don't want to die, but we have to die. But what happens when we finish up this lifetime? We try to find more. We try to find different body, different form of life.
Okay.
Make sense now?
Yeah.
And again, the circle start again, birth or age. Yeah? Make sense to you now?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So this is the Buddha breakout this kind of what they call the theories of life, the cycle of life, according to the what they call the 12 cleansing conditions, they link with each other, like the chain. If you break one, you break that cycle, but not easy. Make sense? Again, so here is a charge that is related to the consciousness here. They don't mention much about the past life, but they talk about here. Okay, we will next time, even next time, I will talk more in detail about that. Okay, but in that's the general sense of what we talk about the cycle of rebirth. And when we, especially according to Buddhist point of view, let's say if you love your pet too much, like phobia, right? Some of us may be concerned about spider, right? Or the height, or even water, right? So that's just some kind of projection and manipulation. That means sometimes we try to manipulate things. That may not be the case. This is most of the time we may bring more disaster or problem ourselves. Again, this is from the mind. Okay. Yeah, let's move on. Let me see here. Let me see not here. What do you think about rejection of fire?
These minor stresses. That's what it's not.
Here, you look at this. Let me pull. Attachment is like rejection, remember? Right? Attachment you grasp to, right? And grasping, right? And this is not a sign of coins, right? Rejection. Remember, in the beginning of the class, I draw light here, right? This light. Is that right? Remember the pendulum? Remember that? So fight or flight is in this.
Your legs, so you can either run away or fight someone.
Yeah.
And now, with the way our society is so high pressure, even test anxiety activates this fight or flight response. So we're constantly being inundated with cortisol and all the stress hormones.
So in general, fight or flight mode is healthy, unhealthy, or neutral?
It's unhealthy.
Why?
It just puts your body in a state of fear,
Tense.
tension, stress. And it's healthy if, let's say, a bus is getting ready to hit you and you're in fight or flight and you jump back to miss the bus. That's when it's healthy. But when it's constantly happening for all these...
Fighting or flight. Anyone of you have any idea? You knew this mode? You who study psychology, who major in psychology? What you're familiar with this one, right?
Fight or flight.
So what's mean by fight or flight mode? What's mean?
Well, when you experience stress, you usually, whether it be external or internal stress, you can kick on the fight or flight system.
Yeah.
And when you're in fight or flight, your sympathetic nervous system is activated, and your heart rate will increase, your blood pressure will increase, and all the blood will flow from your midsection out to your arms.
In these conditions, so when we cannot handle things, we try to fight, right? Or if we cannot handle that fight, run away, right? And yeah.
There's another part of it they don't talk about called freeze.
What is that?
Freeze, fight,
Oh,
flight, or
okay,
freeze,
freeze,
like an animal that would try to play dead so they wouldn't be detected. And humans even experience that freezing as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of a numbing sensation.
Yeah. This has happened to many people too, right? When when they encounter car accident, they stand there, they freeze themselves, they couldn't move, right? Sometimes happen, right?